it's Alan from Eventide here with cellist Peter Gregson in New York City. You're using an electric cello tonight with a variety of different effects that make it sound like lots of different things besides cello.
Yeah, so I mean, tonight I'm using an Eclipse V4, and the goal is to take my solo single cello, which is very easy to travel with, and I can only play one of them at once, and make it sound like a really expensive, massive ensemble. I got to this point by getting interested in quite high-end contemporary music, contemporary classical composers writing today, and then a lot of them were writing for acoustic instruments emulating electronic effects. And then I sort of went from there thinking, well, this is all well and good, but what happens if you emulate those effects going into the actual effects? I got obsessed with creating the illusion of what's being played and what's happening against what I'm actually putting into it live. So I started trying to find ways of creating these sounds myself live, or in music I was learning, new pieces that were being written, always trying to find ways of creating new sound that felt kind of relevant and felt interesting today, rather than just playing a scale or just playing a sonata. So much of the classical world, it's all in, it's all in the front end, it's all in the performance. Yeah. And so what I'm trying to do is bring the high-end production, the high production values of the pop commercial world into the kind of classical, using my classical skill set, my classical training, and this kind of advanced, all these advances that are happening, like with you guys, and it's just really exciting.
What was the first time that you used the Eclipse? Because at some point you must have discovered that this is a tool that is really, it seems well suited to what you're talking about.
Yeah, well, it's the best cello rack unit there is. Obviously, it was built for cellos.
Of course.
Yeah, good. So a producer friend of mine back in London, he's got the big H8000 FW, and we were playing around with that, and really just 2 hours went like this, hours and hours just went, and started playing with it and putting it onto tracks and little subtle things. And then I started thinking that actually it's all very well and good having that on record, but then if you get on stage and everything's a kind of cheap imitation, it just doesn't quite work. And the great thing with the Eclipse is it's obviously quite a lot more portable than the H8000.
One rack space.
It's one rack space, which can fit in a suitcase. I've got this little flight case sleeve that I had built for it, so it's perfectly safe, but it can nonetheless go in a suitcase. So I started playing with the presets, and that's fun, that's cool, hundreds of them. But when you start playing with the settings, and it's a misspent childhood. it's days that go by, trying to 5 hertz, and yeah, that's it, that's the one. I don't want interactive electronics, in the way that I don't particularly want a pair of interactive shoes. I want to be able to walk, and when I walk, I have a pair of shoes. When I play, I don't want to be thinking, right, now I've got to command this and command that. My feet aren't particularly creative. I don't want to go pedal, 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 pedal. So the thing with this is it feels like it's responsive. It's immersed. I'm playing with it rather than playing into it and it doing its thing. It really feels like it's got a musical kind of opinion. it feels like kind of a vaguely equal collaboration, you know, which is just endlessly rewarding and it sounds so expensive. You know, it makes everything it goes on sound better.